Nag, which means black snake, and Nazim were the two of the biggest elephants in the lines, and one of their duties was to administer the graver punishment, since no man could beat an elephant properly. They took the whipping chains and rattled them in their trunks as they sidled up to Moti Guj, meaning to hustle him between them. Moti Guj had never, in all his life of 39 years, been whipped, and he did not intend to begin a new experience. So he waited, waving his head from right to left and measuring the precise spot in Kalanaj's fat side where a blunt tusk could sink deepest. Kalanaj had no tusks. The chain was the badge of his authority. But for all that, he swung wide of Moti Guj at the last minute and tried to appear as if he had brought the chain out for amusement. Nazim turned round and went home early. He did not feel fighting fit that morning, and so Moti Guj was left standing alone with his ears cocked. That decided the planter to argue no more, and Moti Guj rolled back to his amateur inspection of the clearing. An elephant who will not work and is not tied up is about as manageable as an 81-ton gun loose in a heavy seaway. He slapped his old friends on the back and asked them if the stumps they were coming away easily. He talked nonsense concerning labor and the inalienable rights of elephants to a long nooning, and wandering to and fro, he thoroughly demoralized the garden till sundown, when he returned to his picket for food. "If you won't work, you shan't eat," said Chihun angrily. "You are a wild elephant, and no educated animal at all. Go back to your jungle." Chihun's little brown baby was rolling on the floor of the hut and stretching out its fat arms to the huge shadow in the doorway. Moti Guj knew well that it was the dearest thing on earth to Chihun. He swung out his trunk with a fascinating crook at the end, and the brown baby threw itself, shouting, upon it. Moti Guj made fast and pulled up till the brown baby was crowing in the air 12 feet above his father's head. "Great Lord," said Chihun, "flour cakes of the best, 12 in number, 2 feet across and soaked in rum, shall be yours on the instant, and 200 pounds of weight of fresh-cut young sugar cane therewith. Dine only to put down safely that insignificant brat who is my heart and my life to me." Moti Guj tucked the brown baby comfortably between his forefeet that could have knocked into toothpicks all of Chihun's hut, and waited for his food. He ate it, and the brown baby crawled away. Moti Guj dozed and thought of Disa. One of the many mysteries connected with the elephant is that his huge body needs less sleep than anything else that lives. 4 or 5 hours in the night suffice, 2 just before midnight, lying down on one side, 2 just after 1 o'clock, lying on the other side. The rest of the silent hours are filled with eating and fidgeting and long grumbling soliloquies. At midnight, therefore, Moti Guj strode out of his pickets, for a thought had come to him that Disa might be lying drunk somewhere in the dark forest with none to look after him. So all that night he chased through the undergrowth, blowing and trumpeting and shaking his ears. He went down to the river and blared across the shallows where Disa used to wash him, but there was no answer. He could not find Disa, but he disturbed all the other elephants in the lines, and nearly frightened to death some gypsies in the woods. At dawn Disa returned to the plantation. He had been very drunk indeed, and he expected to get into trouble for outstaying his leave. He drew a long breath when he saw that the bungalow and the plantations were still uninjured, for he knew something of Moti Guj's temper, and reported himself with many lies and salams. Moti Guj had gone to his pickets for breakfast. The night exercise had made him hungry. "Call up your beast," said the planter, and Disa shouted in the mysterious elephant language that some mahouts believe came from China at the birth of the world, when elephants and men when elephants not men were masters. Moti Guj heard and came. Elephants do not gallop. They move from places of varying rates of speed. If an elephant wished to catch an express train, he could not gallop, but he could catch the train. So Moti Guj was at the planter's door almost before Chihun noticed that he had left his pickets. He fell into Disa's arms, trumpeting with joy, and the man and beast wept and slobbered over each other, and handled each other from head to heel to see that no harm had befallen. "Now we will get to work," said Disa. "Lift me up, my son and my joy." Moti Guj swang him up, and the two went to the coffee clearing to look for difficult stumps. The planter was too astonished to be very angry. That is Mtnr by Rudyard Kipling.